Hey, who's that girl? Is that sold out? Yeah. Hey, frames, a bunch of frames. Yeah. Well, make sure you get a hold of them. I got 500. I got a little over. It's such a steal. I don't know.
We're up, right? That's why that's the best. Yes. They rode bikes. They slept for 3 hours. I told the old man, I said, if you just watch Isaac Elijah, Joshua's right side, I'm gonna go get it in my house. They said, and I said, Josh, your job is to start crying if you're gonna tell Debbie go get me. With this, I went through 3 and 5, and I thought, man, it's gonna, I took my house. I felt it, I didn't see anybody. They're all so my first time was my favorite.
Yes, I did. I got them installed.
But not just and then I got it for auctions. And then my second round, I got the light on. Not on the bottom. And there was 4 rings. And it's
All right, we're starting to finally get in here and get seated. So we're gonna get started here in just a second. We're gonna do the meeting portion of this first, and then we'll move into the workshop portion, so that finishing up with their projects, they can, man, this is gonna happen. Probably gonna happen. Yeah, the wire one, it always works. All right, so thanks again to everyone for coming out. We're gonna get started with the invocation and the pledge this evening. Let's see if this one works better.
Can you see?
We hear.
I'm going to lead the invocation in the pledge this evening because our chaplain is not here. So, without further ado, if you don't stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, if you got your head briefly. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your many blessings, and thank you for the opportunity for us to all come here to this meeting this evening. Hope that we all leave with a bit of knowledge, and I hope that our bees do well this season. In your name we pray, amen. Amen. I try to keep them short, sweet, to the point. Not quite as flowery as Pat. That's why we hired her for the job there. All right, we're going to start this up with some old business, as usual. For the people that you know, and I'm sure you probably do at this point, it's not our bad every single meeting, mentor-mentee program. You have to get 40 stamps by the end of the year. In the newsletter that we put out every month, we kind of list those instructions on how to do that. I think at this point you could probably have 13 or 14 stamps from club events that we've done so far this year that we're keeping track of, and then it's up to you to keep track of your time with your mentors and mentees. If you need a mentor or need a mentee to be a part of this program, let me know. Yes, this one's way better.
Who has passports?
We have them here. So if you don't have one, I can get one for you. Absolutely, yep. I don't think I sent them out, but I have a whole thing of passports and stamps here, so we'll get those for you. Once we break for the workshop portion of the meeting, just let me know and we'll make it happen.
If I remember.
Honeybee sales. Thank you to everyone that participated. We sold a lot of these for a lot of folks this year to a lot of different bee sales folks. So that's really, really cool. We didn't sell them all to one person. It was a bit more spread out. So that's really, really great. We just finalized our last order capacity apiary. So if you guys are in need of any other bees or packages, let us know, because we still have some folks that do have bees that we can put you in contact with. You can always check our website because we keep lists on that. Yeah. Make sure your house is registered. This is the time of the year to start thinking about updating that registration. It's also getting to be the time when we're starting to actually inspect our bees. We're going to be starting to get busy in the beehives now. So if you get in there and you see something that is awry or something that you find confusing, make sure you get in contact with someone who can be helpful to you. If not a mentor, you can call Paxton. He's our regional apiarist here for this region. The West Virginia Department of Agriculture does free inspections to beekeepers, especially if you think that there's going to be any spread of disease or any issues. So feel free to utilize that service to its fullest extent. Also, if you're planning on selling, you have to. So if you start splitting the bees, you think you're going to be selling some of them, you have to definitely get a hold of this guy. If you want to call him and you can't remember the number that's on the slide, you can just find him. He's right over here. Honey in the Hills, a very exciting conference that was just March 17th and 18th. Went off without a hitch. It was a fantastic event, and I think I saw a lot of you guys there. Here's some pictures from the event. We had the Forks of Chief Winery, who gentleman is one of our members here who is here this evening, who donated wine bottles for us to give to all of the keynote speakers there, which turned out to be a really, really nice gesture for all of them. We also had a booth there where we had a couple members who sold items, and we gave away a lot of informational material. We got a few new members for the club while we were there, which was really, really cool. Hopefully we're seeing some of you guys on YouTube this evening. And then we also had a unique opportunity to help with the beekeeper training program. That's something that we've been talking about over the last year or so here, building up our kids program. We provide a lot of materials like biology kits and books and things like that that we can share with the local schools. And a part of that has been this big program that we helped the Mountaineer Beekeepers Association with. And it seems to be a growing program through the efforts of the Mountaineer Beekeepers. They're actually putting $5,000 and some odd dollars, I think, into the BIT program for future endeavors, which is really, really cool. So we've been doing a lot of great work with it. It's a program that's going to continue to grow, and we're all really excited about it. And if anyone is interested and has any information they want to provide or services that they'd like to add to that program, because it is a new and changing program, we're excited to have a lot of fun. Was there anyone at the conference that wants to say anything about it, about how fun it was, or about how terrible it was, or about how anything it was, Susan?
It was fun.
Yes?
It was fun. It was great. There were a lot of great vendors. There were a lot of great speakers, a lot of good people. Everybody had a good time. It was wonderful.
The highlight for us, besides all of the great people that we got to meet, was the BIT, and I got to do the first session. The kids were incredible. They were truly, truly incredible.
That's awesome.
I attended the BIT program with Addie, and it was really good.
Good.
Like, it was really good. So.
Good. Well, we're excited to see where we can take it in the future, because it was a first time for all of the things that we were able to put together. So it was a nice learning experience so that we can put more into it and grow in the future.
I want to throw one thing out there for the bid program.
Yes.
It was done. Larry Sears had worked all winter, and every one of those kids went home with a hive.
Yes,
Which
absolutely.
was huge. There was like a family there with 3 boys, and they walked out the door with 3 hives, which was just awesome, and it just made people very proud to be beekeepers of West Virginia.
I agree, and we want to support the seers and folks that do things like that, because it's incredibly gracious to donate things of that nature, you know, especially from individuals. But that's kind of what we're all here to do, is to grow and promote each other. So it's very exciting to have folks like that doing great things, and we're appreciative of them as well. If you don't know the seers, they're great folks down from Ritchie County. Is it Ritchie County? Worth County. Sorry, next one down. Yeah, they're fantastic folks. We love the seers. We also had a pollinator triangle cleanup event for the Westover Bee City USA program that we're a part of, that went off without a hitch. Thank you to Shauna and all of the folks that came out to be a part of that. We had a great turnout for it, as you can see from this picture over here. Something also that I thought was really cool, because we actually set up this program last year. We put up the pollinator hotels there, which were just one feature of the different things that we added. And you can see in a few of these pieces of bamboo, there are tenants in our hotels. So that's really, really exciting. So they actually did get used the way that they were intended, which was really, really cool. And honestly, it was a very clean space, so the community respected it a whole lot over the last year, which I thought was really awesome, because sometimes you put really cool things out and then the community just like, you know. So it's great that we have a lot of support from the community on these projects that we're doing. We have very much enjoyed working with the city of Westover on a lot of this stuff. And these are our cool signs for pollinator hotels. We started making them, and we'll be putting them at different places where we're going to be putting pollinator hotels throughout the city, because it gives an extra added layer of awareness. A lot of folks don't even know what that little brick stand is. So it's neat that we're able to kind of put some information out there as well. And that's it for old business. Does anybody have anything else that I forgot that we've done? I would like to mention that we did have a beginner's beekeepers course that we talked about last month, because it happened end of March, beginning of April, actually end of February, beginning of March, right before our March meeting. We were supposed to have an open apiary session on April 1st, but April Fools, we didn't have it. Due to the weather forecast, weather was supposed to be really, really bad. It's supposed to be really, really windy, and it actually did get windy, but a little bit later in the afternoon than what we were expecting. But as a precaution, we ended up canceling the event and rescheduling for May 6th, I believe. It's on a different slide, so if I'm misquoting, I'll correct myself then. But we did reschedule it. We just wanted to make sure we're not pulling bees out and getting everybody stung, so we thought it was the best idea to do that. So if anybody missed that announcement, that's something else I want to make note of. If anybody didn't get the emails, I see just a couple of our beginners in the front, so I'm looking at you guys. If you didn't get any of those emails or didn't get notice, let me know so that we can let Kevin know. He has a mailing list and has everybody included. And so we're doing our best to get that information out. If it's not, we want to make sure that we close that gap. So let us know if you're not getting the information that we're sending to you. All right. Anybody else have more business other than?
So I got a reminder for everybody that I have been keeping bees for a long time, and we've had such a wonderful winter for bees. And I looked in 3 of my hives. Well, 3 were exploding hives. They were huge capped brood because they're just in this cycle. A week ago, and yesterday I looked at them and they're all 3 dead. They were starved to death because there's so many bees coming out of the caps, coming out of the hive, that they couldn't collect enough honey and nectar to live. So you need to keep feeding your bees.
Yes.
If you feed your bees, they won't take it if they can get other sources, but you need to feed them now.
Yeah.
Dumb me.
4
Absolutely.
people,
Public service announcement.
four people that I know are feeding bees right now because there's nothing blooming, nothing. So all the maples are done and nothing else is blooming. Maybe this weather will help, but
Yes.
yeah.
Here's to the good weather. But yes, feed your bees. Please monitor your honey stores. This is the time of year where some of that stuff is getting crucial. So please make sure you're monitoring your own homes.
I have a question about that. Can you use pro-state now? Because I know like before, they were like, don't use liquid.
You're supposed to thin it down
Okay.
because they need 1-to-1 this time of the year, so they'll build comb. If you give them 2-to-1, they're going to want to store it or eat it, either
So you can
way.
cut it person. That's what.
What is it?
Thin it down. That's what you can cut it with water and
Yeah.
give it back to them. Yeah, absolutely.
Some people cut it with sugar water.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, which I guess doesn't really cut it that far because it's already sugary. But who knows?
Yeah.
Ask 10 beekeepers, get 11 answers, right? All right. Show me the money. Yes, sorry. We're not showing you the money yet. Oh, okay, so, Chuck wants me to mention that this time of year, we're feeding 1-to-1 ratio. So, what that means is 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water. Later in the year, we'll feed 2-to-1, and that's for storage because, there's less water content in 2-to-1 sugar water. So the bees don't have to work quite as hard to turn it into storable food or what they would consider honey, not what we would consider honey. So that 1-to-1 is good to promote brood and comb building. So that's why we do that earlier in the year. Did I hit it? Okay.
It's way easier just to make 25 pounds of 3 gallons of water.
Yes, you can make 25 pounds for 3 gallons of water, if anyone didn't hear that.
Which is better, fondant or sugar water right now?
Sugar water. Sugar.
Anyone have any opinions?
What did you say?
Debbie said sugar water. What's better, fondant or sugar water this time of year?
I'd say once my nights are above 50, I would lean towards a liquid with the warmer days.
That's what I would say. We're feeding sugar water as well. I don't want to like promote it if, specifically, that is what we're doing, so. Anybody else have anything that they're doing that's not that?
If they'll eat it, I had sugar cakes on my hives here for a while, and as it got warmer, on my bigger hives, took the sugar cake and basically spun it up and made foam on it, so I
It
had
would not go up.
sugar cone.
Yeah, they're looking to a point, I mean, they all take it. So they kind of tell you when it's time. Any other questions before we show you the money? All right, Amy?
So in regards to, so up here we had some expenses this month. We bought, I don't think Jamie's here this evening, but Jamie White works at Rural King, and she was kind enough, keep this between us in case I'm not supposed to say it.
You're on
Oh,
YouTube.
you're on.
I don't even know the deal. I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. Anyhow, so we got some Pro Sweet buckets at a really great deal. We used some printing from the, beginner beekeeping class, and then some beginner class fees as well. Then we spent, we had to pay our membership dues to the state. We reimbursed Shauna Sickles for some, supplies that we got from the Pollinator Triangle. I don't want to spoil it, but Debbie Orr, she's got a nice little event here this evening. We're gonna go some things, so our ending balance currently is $8,586.31. And we have a good need for a trailer. We're still trying to get some information on insurance and, what's covered, not only with the trailer, but contents that are gonna be held inside. So we're working on that, but we think we have a really good lead there. So, does anybody have any questions about our expenses?
Thank you. Do we have a state report, Deb?
No.
No, they haven't met in a while. They had a conference, but we just talked about that. It was a great conference and everybody enjoyed it.
It's all covered.
So, perfect. Also, really glad to see you here tonight. Deb didn't get to make it to the conference, so we missed her. Paul and Son. Tonight, once we break for the members workshop, we're also going to be selling pollen sub that I've been promising. It finally showed up. It was on back order for a while. We got it. We were going to bag it all up at the beginner open apiary because we were going to have the time then. Obviously, we scheduled that. So it isn't bagged yet. We'll be bagging it and selling it over here. So if it looks precarious with scales and powder all over the place, it's just protein. Or it's just pollen sub, I promise. But check it out. If you guys want some, Amy can let us know the prices and all that stuff. Amy, do you know what it's going to be per bag by chance?
Pardon?
The pollen stuff, you know?
It's a mystery, we'll let you know in great deal.
Yes.
Pretty soon.
Okay. We'll know here shortly. But we're excited that it did finally come. All right, Pro Speed order. As you saw from the buckets that were purchased, we will be having our Pro Speed order probably relatively soon. We're working with Al and Debbie to pick that up again for us this year. And so whenever their schedules allow, we'll make sure that we let you guys know, and we'll set up a day for everyone to come pick it up. It'll work very similarly to how it did last year. Went off without a hitch, so I'm excited to do that again. If anybody has any needs in the meantime, I believe, Al, you still have a couple buckets, right?
You still have a couple buckets.
If anyone's like dying for some Pro Speed right now, I can sell you some right now.
Yes.
But if not, we will be making this order real soon, so you'll have it.
I got a bucket too, if anybody needs it.
We got a second bucket, if anybody needs it. Treatment order. We're gonna be doing a Formic Pro treatment order based off of the feedback that we've received. If anybody else has anything else that they need, let me know. I'm happy to help them try and get it. But we will be doing just one large Formic Pro order. I'll be sending an email out to everyone with a link where you can request how many treatments you would like. So look forward to that email, and if you have any questions about it, ask us. We're happy to help direct in any way that we can. Any questions on that?
You can put like the price of it on there,
Yes.
you know, and everything.
Yeah,
And how long?
to get it out.
it should be done the next week or so. Just whenever I get the time to put the pricing together. It just depends on what you divide it at. So we're gonna buy it in bulk. So it'll just depend on how many folks. Once we get the interest, so the pricing's not gonna come first. The pricing will come after. And the reason is, well, it is, and the reason we do it that way is because we don't make any money from you guys. So the only way is to buy it. Once we find out how much folks are gonna want, we buy it in bulk and then divide it equally. You know what I mean?
Right,
So, sorry.
And next, if we get all that together, we'll get it. I'm out, and that's the reason why I'm asking this.
Out of Formic Pro.
Yeah, so I'm like, either I'm gonna have to go buy a pack or something.
It probably won't be in by the next meeting. I can't imagine it would be in by the next meeting.
Okay.
No, it's probably gonna be a early,
Mike,
yes.
I got some Mite Away, brand new box.
Al's got some of mine if you like that too.
Well, I got
Okay, well, I heard you might have a lead on the second one, so. Yes, but if anybody does need help with any other treatments, let me know. Our goal is to get the order started early so that we can get it earlier than we did last year, which it came at our July picnic. So we're hoping to have it by June this year, which is a little later than we were wanting it, but we'll still have it, and hopefully you can get it done with that, so we have it next spring. Perfect. Yeah, of course. Any questions? All right, we're gonna start talking about some events here because we have some events coming up soon. The Honey Harvest Festival, we were granted money last year, I think I've said this a couple times, to have a Honey Harvest Festival with the community. We were granted by the West Virginia State Association of Beekeepers. So, we're gonna be doing that at the Monongalia County Fair. We've been offered a spot, we'll actually be right here in this general area. The cows and pigs and horses will be outside, but we'll be with the agricultural folks in here. And I've actually made contact with Bill Barr, who is, he owns Patterson Creek Apiaries. He's actually one of the folks that provides nukes for us and honey for a lot of folks around here. He's going to provide the honey. So what that means is he's going to help us with the frames of honey that we'll be purchasing to uncap with folks and extract. We'll also be borrowing a couple of extractors so that we'll have those on site so that we can kind of go through the whole process here. And we'll be bottling little bottles of honey, and everyone that comes through will get to take a bottle with them. Now, this is still in relatively early planning stages. Over the next month or two, it's our heaviest planned project, so it's basically what we're going to be focusing on here. So if anybody is interested in getting on the committee to do that, let me know. I can get you on. We have a monthly, or I'm sorry, we have a community outreach committee that I reach out to directly for a lot of this stuff. But if anybody has any experience with that type of thing or wants to be involved with this event directly, let me know because I'd be happy to get you involved. Any questions on that so far? I know I didn't give you a lot of information for it.
What is that, like 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh, no, it's not 2 weeks.
That's why
I think
you
it's
had no
802.
volunteers.
It should say 802. It's the week of the Mon County Fair. My apologies. Oops. Yeah, no, it's not. And we don't have to, we have a lot of wiggle room. I'm thinking that what we'll do is we'll provide the Honey Harvest Festival portion of it, maybe a couple hours, and we'll advertise for that in advance. And then the rest of the time, it'll just be informational materials about the club. And we'll kind of go from there. Because I think it's unsustainable, so I don't know how long the fair is open. But I cannot hang honey out for that many hours a day. There's no way. But I can hand out flyers and talk about these. So I think that the way to play that would be to do informational, educational booth, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the afternoons, and then Thursday, Friday from noon to 5, we'll do the Honey Harvest Festival portion of it. But again, we have some time to plan this, and if anybody's interested or has any opinions, please let me know because I would love the input. Next thing I want to spend just a bit of time on is the Honey in the Hills Festival or the Honey in the Hills, conference that we just had more recently. I want to talk about it a little bit because when we hosted the conference last spring, if you guys remember afterward, we talked briefly about in the 2024 year, putting something together that was a little more standalone because of the way that the event went for us. The Mountaineers have had a very similar experience that we've been blessed to be a part of, and they've offered us, if they go to do this again in the future, which very well may happen as a standalone event, to be a part of that as well. There's a million different ways we could work that partnership, being an every other year partnership, being a split down the middle every year partnership. But we have a lot of really unique opportunities with this as a standalone event. The Mid-Ohio Valley Beekeepers used to host a honey expo. every single year. I think up until 2020 was the last one that they did. The word is that that's not coming back. So there is actually a space open for an event like this that we could push. I think that one goes right at the end of January. So there's a space open at the end of January where we could fill and utilize that to grow our bid programs and our beekeepers of the state. I think we could use that to help grow the state association as well on a lot of different levels as far as memberships and things like that are concerned. I just think that we have a really unique opportunity with the brand that we've been able to build over the past couple of years. So I'm excited for what the future holds for that Honey and Hills event. Anybody have any questions on that? I just spill a lot all at once.
So I just make one comment?
Yes,
I
of
just
course.
think, after, we held a conference, and then our state conference, and then, Doddridge County held this down in Clarksburg. There were a lot of big names that have been coming to the conferences to speak, and I think they were more impressed that the people of West Virginia were so knowledgeable and had such a great outpouring of support. And you could tell by the vendors. I mean, it was predominantly a local vendor, which is great, because we also always want to support local. But I think they were impressed for the, not a stereotype of West Virginia, but the size of the state, that there were so many beekeepers in such a small area that were still doing such amazing, great things. I think they were quite impressed based on some of the feedback that I had working our booth was at this level. They kept saying, gosh, this conference at this level, for some of the bigger states and perhaps larger clubs and areas maybe aren't, maybe don't offer as many opportunities at their conferences. So I think, West Virginia has a lot to be proud of, and I think we are kind of putting a stamp on things.
Absolutely.
So that's just the tag along about the brand. I think that's why, and the fact that it's in January would be great, because that's, the bee should take care of the bed for that.
Absolutely.
Is it going to be just Mon County, or are we going to combine with other counties?
It would be, it would be specifically a joint venture with the Mountain Beekeepers. We can talk with other counties about, we want to have everyone involved. Honestly, ultimately, it's about the state beekeepers, right? But initially, right now, the Mountaineers have offered us to be a part of it, and I think that it's a great opportunity for us to take advantage of for certain. Especially with the experience that we've had over the last 2 years of our conferences, and being able to help them. I know a lot of our members volunteered with the Mountaineers, myself included, and being a part of that conference as well as being a part of ours has given us that background of experience, I guess, that we would need to put on events like this in the future. So I think that's very exciting.
Mike, the other vibe that was coming off of that was spoke about the vendors, was the excitement of people, the number of vendors, the speakers that were there, that you kind of got that same excitement level when we were at High Five in January. It was like it wasn't like, okay, we're going to a conference, you're going to go hear the speaker, blah, blah, blah. It was an extremely upbeat thing. And that's the other thing the vendors were talking about that they were so impressed was the help they got setting up and the help they got tearing down at the end. It was really, really nice.
Yes, yeah, it was a really, really nice volunteer force. And I again thank a lot of you folks that did volunteer that day as well, because it takes a huge group of people to put on events like that. That's another perk of working it with another club as opposed to doing something on your own, is that you do have a bigger pool of volunteers and folks that are able to help and the folks that are able to provide ideas and input. So I think that it's a great opportunity for us, and if anybody has any questions about it, we're happy to talk more about it. Justin, the president of the Mountaineer Beekeepers Association, even offered if we want to have more discussions about it in the future, more detailed discussions. If anybody has any questions that I'm not able to answer, he can come up and we can set up a meeting at some other time to roundtable it, because it will end up being a larger event. But it's all very exciting stuff, things that we're very excited to be a part of, and very fortunate to be part of. So if anybody has any ideas as far as that's concerned or is interested, you can get with me on that as well.
Is it gonna be, are we gonna have the spring one, and then we're gonna do Honey in the Hills, and then we're gonna have the January one?
So the spring conference is in March.
In March, right,
Mhm.
okay.
And that one gets, the way it works is the state, runs the spring and the fall conference. They delegate one conference to a club, so that they give the club $2,000 and the club puts on the conference, and that's the spring conference every year. And then the state puts on the fall conference by themselves.
So we take turns, like we did it last year.
We did it last year, and then the Mountaineers are gonna do it this year, and then next year, there might be,
We don't know who
there
it
might
is.
be
We don't know who it is.
Preston County, or it might be, one of the other ones. I don't think it's gonna be Unity County from the head shake I'm doing here, but, it's gonna be different county every time. Which is good because if the clubs do it correctly, it's nice income for the club. I mean, we were able to do really, really well with our conference and have been able to use those funds to build up a lot of programs over the last year, which is really, really nice. And the Mountaineers were able to do that as well on a bigger scale than us, with a lot more speakers than us, a lot more overhead, and they were still able to make pretty good money at the conference, which is very exciting.
Who won the quilt?
Oh, that's a great question. The gentleman who won it, his name is Corhon, and actually, he was at the conference. It ended up being one of the gentlemen that was at the conference. He was a vendor. He was the guy who has Apple, who owns Apple, the Apple House. He ended up winning it. Yes, he was so excited about the.
Well, everybody
He kissed the
was.
quilt, he knelt in front of it.
He did. It was the pictures online are quite funny. Quite.
That's nice.
It's too hot. No, he'll have to go on the wall. He'll have a quilt rack for sure. Coron was really, really cool. If you guys haven't heard of Apple hives, it's a really, really neat concept of hive. You bought one. I got a bottom. I didn't get the whole hive, but I got the bottom for it. So I'm excited to see the rest of it. But they're really, really neat. Check them out online. I don't want to give too big of a spiel on them, but they're super neat. Very new. Apple APIMAE. Oh, any other questions here? Are we good on Honey and the Hymns? Perfect. All right, so now we're looking forward. Hopefully I got the dates right here. Well, I didn't put the Honey Harvest Festival dates, so I didn't mess that one up. So we have a treatment workshop is next month, which means we'll be going through all the different treatment styles and giving kind of overviews of how those treatment styles work. Anyone who's interested in any specific treatment style who is apt at that specific treatment style, let me know, because I would love to have some presenters for some of them. The month after the next event we have is the Beginner Baby Makeup Day. That's May 6th. Don't forget it, I was right. On June 6th, our meeting is going to be a movie night here at Island Park. We have the speaker series from Hive Life, so we're going to check out one or two of those, depending on how long they are for the meeting here, which is kind of exciting. We're going to bring popcorn and do it up. It'll be fun. And then the next event that I have is our woodware workshop meeting, and that will be here in July.
On the 4th of July?
No, that's not our meeting day. It's the next one.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's the second Tuesday that month. I should have caught that. I didn't. I think it might be on our calendar wrong. Oh, it's on our calendar, right? Is it right? What day is it? Okay. So 7-Eleven. So get your free Slurpee on the way into the meeting. In July. It will not be on the 4th of July. No way. Not.
What are we gonna do for the woodworkers or woodwares workshop?
That's a great question. We're gonna be looking at a few different woodworking styles and different little tips and techniques. So we're gonna try to make maybe little feeders. If anybody has any projects that they would be interested in throwing out, we'd love to have some ideas for it. It just seems to be a fun workshop project that a lot of folks like to get into, and little beekeeping toys are always fun and useful in beekeepers. So we're gonna try to do some fun stuff like that in July. Tentative events, of course, the first week order, the treatment order, the Honey Harvest Festival, and more. If there's anything that you guys think of that you want to be a part of that you're already not a part of, or if we're not a part of that you should be a part of, please let us know. We have a community outreach group, we have a monthly content group, we have an IT group, we have a whole lot of folks that are involved in doing a whole lot of things that are great for outreach here in the community that we love to be a part of. So if you have any ideas for that, always let us know. And now I'm going to let us break for just a couple minutes as we get ready for the member-led workshop. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to add before I do?
I just got a line on some ramps, and the guy's name is David. I have his phone number. I got a bushel literally for $35.
If anybody is interested in purchasing ramps, we have a connection. So give me your, she's back there, check her out before the end of the meeting. Oh, yes, can I have that real quick? Oh, yeah. Can someone hand me one of those? I wanted to mention it, and I forgot to bring it with me. All right, we have been invited cordially by the Marion County Beeks Association to the MCBA Movie Matinee on April 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Eldora United Methodist Church, which is where you guys hold your meetings, is that right? Yes, okay, perfect. They're showing More Than Honey, a film by Marcus. I'm moving. No, I'm not going to push on your name, Marcus. If bees were to disappear from the globe, mankind would only have 4 years left to live, which is a quote by Albert Einstein. The quote, I guess, that they're using for the movie. Have not seen it, but I've heard great things about it. So if you guys are interested, they've opened an invitation to all of us to attend. So please feel free. It is April 29th from 2 to 5 p.m. And there are a bunch of bees setting up there by the door. So, and they're going to have popcorn too. So get your popcorn filled. Yeah, this is going to be a great movie. We're very excited to be offered the opportunity to come attend. So thank you to the Marion County Beekeepers for offering us the opportunity. While we're doing the member workshop, about 20 or 30 minutes in, I'll stop everybody and we'll do the door prizes and 50-50. So I'm going to segue into make sure you have your door prizes and 50-50 ticket. Go get a snack. Thank you to Linda for providing the snacks this month. We appreciate you. Go potty from your snacks, and then we'll get started here in just a few. Thank you to all the folks that attended via YouTube. Because this is a workshop meeting and we're going to be all over the place, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the live. If you guys have any questions or need anything, yell at us.